Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
Okay, thanks very much. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. We're here 7 nights a week on Pittsburgh CW. On the Borders and Borders hotline, we hope you give us a call, or you can tweet us at KD Pomp, Gene Collier, the outstanding sports columnist. Actually now columnist, period. He does all sorts of things for the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, is here. And we have not much to talk about, I'll be honest with you. However, we're going to talk for 25 minutes. That's what we do, Gene. So
I appreciate
what would you like to start about?
I appreciate your honesty, Bob.
We'll start with what we saw last night from the All-Star game, which I know you didn't watch, correct?
That's correct.
All right,
Absolutely correct.
so I can't ask you anything. What I will say, though, is that I thought 16 strikeouts for National League members. So that tells you a lot about where we are in today's game.
It's like a regular season game. It's like a regular season game.
Kind of, yeah. The ball didn't fly out. It's a juice ball, says Justin Verlander, but it didn't fly out.
No homers?
No homers to my no, there was one. Joey Gallo in the 8th inning, I think. But that was about it. Josh Bell got a hit after review, which is also indicative of today's game. And Vasquez did not pitch at all. Neither did Garrett Cole for the American League. I want to ask you about Vasquez because we've seen a whole bunch of tweeting today about the Pirates at the deadline and why or why not deal Vasquez. I don't think I've asked you this, so I'll ask you tonight right here on center stage. What do you do with Vasquez if you got a good offer?
It depends on where I am in the standings.
Let's say you're right close. Like
right now, 2.5 out, then I'm not trading him.
How about if you got a great offer?
No, I mean, the Pirates are in contention so infrequently that I'm not trading my closer if I'm 2.5 games out on July 30th. I don't care what I get for him.
All right. Well, there are those who say you should because.
I'm sure there are. That's what
I've heard some.
About.
I was watching CBS and they have similar shows on their, cable network, which fills 24 hours of sports even when there's not much going on. And they had a big discussion about guys they should trade, and a lot of people on that panel believed that you should trade Vasquez, and here's why. Because right now he's at the top of his game. You don't know, closer. The argument was being made that closers are attainable, arms are attainable, and right now he has a very nice contract, which teams would love, plus he's highly effective, which means your leverage is high if you're the Pirates, and you could stock your system.
And those people might be right, but you ask me what I'm doing, I'm not doing it.
That's fine. That's what this all show is all about, opinions.
That's why we do it 24/7, 7 nights a week.
We're also talking about the Penguins today, and the reason is because Matt Cullen has decided to call it quits. Matt Cullen was an outstanding member of this team, and I remember when Jim Rutherford decided to bring him over here. He was an 18-year or 17, 18 years, I think, and you wondered why in the world would the Penguins want this guy? Well,
and then you saw why.
29 goals, critical ones in playoffs. He was a tremendous bottom six center. He helped young guys. He blocked shots. He was a good penalty killer. He did all the things that I think you're supposed to do. He knew his role. He understood his role. And he helped others understand their role in that bottom six.
Absolutely. Just watching Matt Cullen go about his business day to day in that locker room helped so many players and helped the team as a whole, toward the Stanley Cup. I don't know. I can't imagine the Penguins adding a better part at that point in their history than Matt Cullen. And I just want to thank him personally for being so patient with my stupid hockey questions. I'll miss him. He was always really insightful and open. I hope he has a great retirement.
Yes, we do too. And he's a tremendous family guy. A lot of Twitter action out there. People congratulated him, and we'd like to do the same for Matt Cullen for what he brought to Pittsburgh. He's been with a lot of teams, but only one other American-born player has played more NHL games than Matt Cullen. That's it. So that goes to show you at 1,516. Wow. We're due to take a break. We'll do it. We'll come back with your calls. This is the number to call. It's 412-575-2600. Get on the phone, or you can also tweet us, as I said, at KD Pomp, at Gene Collier. The Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call resumes right after this. The Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call is brought to you by Ireland Contracting, celebrating 25 years as Pittsburgh's #1 home exterior expert in roofing, siding, windows, and gutters, where honesty and integrity still matter.